Hi everyone, today I wanted to make a video on mindful presence and hope. So, I have been sitting and contemplating about hope recently, and I think about um, some of the things that we're dealing with in the world today, personally and collectively, and how hope is something that people have been taught to hold on to. And I get it, when we are feeling hopeless, we tend to veer towards hope. The thing about hope is that the kind of hope that we have been taught to have is a hope for a certain outcome. And when we have a hope for a certain outcome, a certain result, let's say, in our lives or in the world, we are bound to be disappointed because there will be hopes that do not come true. There will be expectations for outcomes you have that are not going to happen, or at least they're not happening in this moment. And when we bring mindful presence to what that does to us internally, we notice that it affects our mind, our bodies, and our hearts. And we feel disheartened when an outcome is not the way that we want it to be. So there is a ripple effect of disappointment, disheartening. And the reason for this is that anything that we cling to, even hope of an outcome, even hope that seems like a great thing to have, but we cling to it, we are going to suffer inside. It's going to affect our emotions, it's going to affect our bodies, it's going to affect our nervous systems, and our breath. And so when we bring mindful presence to the effects of this, we see clearly that it is not good for us. And I know this sounds really radical, but I would say drop all hope of outcomes. Drop all hope and turn towards faith. Faith is different. Faith is kind of something where we don't have an expectation for an outcome, because faith is open and it's an expansive state. Like, I have faith, that whatever's going to happen is going to happen, right? But where I actually put the faith is in my own ability to have courage during this time. So, some of you might be asking, but I don't always see that courage. Absolutely. Sometimes you're not going to see it, you're not going to feel courage, but it is there. And it's, you might be blind to it, but we all have the ability to access it when it's not there. And that's where I want you to put your faith in your ability to access courage. And that even though you don't see it right now, it will come. Courage will come. Look at what you've lived through already. I mean, most of us have gone through really hard times for at least the last 6 years, and you've gotten through it, right? It hasn't always looked pleasant. It might have looked ugly, but that's okay. Courage doesn't necessarily look pleasant and great all the time. Sometimes courage can look ugly. It can look like you're a total mess, but you get up and you get back up and you do the next thing that's in front of you, and that is courage, guys. That's courage. So I would challenge you to look towards how hope for certain situations or certain outcomes affects your body, mind, and heart. Look into that suffering and then orientate towards faith. Faith that whatever happens, you will be able to get through it. Not alone, but sometimes alone, but definitely in community. Community is absolutely important right now.